Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the iFox Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the Trump support to my Rashad Evans, Rain.
Rashad.
That one hurt a little bit, huh?
Not really. I'm not surprised.
I am not surprised with any of them. I'm really not.
I'm not surprised that he even cited that Michelle Waterson won this past weekend. Like, they were former teammates, and yeah. She's a Trump supporter too, so.
I don't know. I'm very into this shit, and I try not to talk about it too much because I'm like way too into it, and I want people to tune out or get the wrong idea of me because I'm very see the both sides on everything. But I'm starting to believe that a lot of fighters, especially MMA fighters, especially UFC fighters, are with Trump solely because of the sport. Because he supported the sport back in the day. Like, I definitely get it with, like, Tito and Ken Shamrock. Like, those type of dudes is like, dude, I mean, nobody wanted us. You had us. Even Dana to that extent. Like, I get it. But, like, I'm starting to think with some of these, like, Michelle Waterson's, like, you weren't in the sport back then. You shouldn't care. But I think it's just a thing of, like, well, my teammates down with him. My coach is down with him. My boss is down with him since Dana is. So... yeah. I guess he can't be a bad guy, right?
Yeah. I think it's true for a lot of them. Anatomy of a Fighter posted the picture of Trump and all the fighters, and I liked it. I'm not a fan of Trump. Uh-huh. I'm not. But at the same time, it's like, it's good visibility. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for him, like, where would the sport really be?
Yeah,
and then now
you mentioned this in one of the last shows, and that again, that is the cold hard truth.
Yeah, and then just now it's like Trump's not going to be in office all the time, but the way the world is right now, it's like all eyes on Trump. It seems like I liked it for that reason. Plus, I like his content anyways, but I'm like, shit, man. I mean, hopefully, it does elevate. It does elevate the sport. You know, and I'm trying to, like, not look at it from, like, a political side at all, but it's like, fuck, man, he ain't gonna always be in office. I was telling myself that, like, the sport will always be here. That dude will not be in office, hopefully, after November. But it is what it is, man. I mean, politics is colliding with every sport.
That's so funny that you said that you kind of, like, paused because you're, like, the image, right? The optics of you liking anything associated with Trump, right?
Yeah, and that's like twice I kind of did that this week because, I mean, he was out here like 3 miles down the road from me, you know, and he was here because of the fires. And I appreciate that he was here and he listened. Did he disagree with science once again? Yes. But did he come out to listen? He came out to a blue state that needs help. You know, there's fires raging everywhere. Our air is still fucked up. I guess some of the air is like going like to the east now. It's traveling to the east or some shit. I didn't look into it, but my coach was talking about it. Like, yeah, our air quality is just flowing, you know, to the east now. It's going the other direction, and people are starting to get hit with it. So, I mean, yeah, for that reason, because my dad was part of CAL FIRE. My dad was a military man. He retired with the military as well. So it's like, because of that, he came to the old base that my dad was stationed at. CAL FIRE, the main hub. I'm like, all right, this has nothing to do with anything else except for what the fuck are we going to do to prevent all this in the future? Because we always have this. Fire season is every year. Fuck, man, I hate Trump. And I did it twice. So it's like, all right, at least he's here.
You weren't like huddled around. I missed all this. So you didn't like, it wasn't people like huddled around him. He wasn't like throwing fire extinguishers at the crowd.
I know, right? Hazmat suits or something, fucking respirators.
Yeah. No, not a respirator. That's too close to a mask.
No, that's true. Too expensive too. Empty fire extinguishers. At least rakes or something. Should have like.
No, but then he's gonna want just Mexicans around. He's not gonna throw those at fucking white people. And at that point, he will want Mexicans around. Bring some of the ones we deported. Just bring them over here.
Like,
Get them to work.
Go clean up the federal land. She's like owned by them, and that's what was raging, right? Because federal land wasn't taken care of. So,
well, I mean, I'm in California too, and there's been fires around here too. It's so odd with me because fire season is no surprise. I live close to the mountains. Basically, a year ago now, there was a real bad fire that was literally like less than 2 miles from my house, 2 miles at most. Like I can see the flames from my front yard. It was that close. And it was the only time in the past couple of years where like, shit, we may lose everything. Like we're not even that close to the mountains, like my house, but something went real crazy. There was a strong gust of wind. You never know. So yeah, I'm very cautious with the fires, but it hasn't hit me this time. I got a bunch of the smoke, but they're not anywhere near me. So it's just weird, like these temperatures too, because the smoke's blocking out the sun, so it's cooler, but it's still really stuffy. It's fucking odd. And then the sun's always orange. It's fucking nuts, man. But from the sound of things, Rain, I'm glad I'm not with you. I'm glad I'm not up there because you were saying some shit that sounded real bad. You couldn't even go to your front yard, huh?
It was so horrible, man. Can't even go skateboarding, nothing like that. And I'm like looking at out my window. I'm like, God damn. People had like lights on and shit during the day. Like it was fucking, foggy.
And it's what, like 100 degrees out still, right? Like 95, 100 degrees out.
Yeah, eventually the temperature dropped, because there's no sun for days on end. And it got colder. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And they don't believe in climate change? They don't believe in any of this? Like, come on, man. We've had record-breaking temperatures out here. And then all of a sudden, because of these fires and the lightning strikes, the unusual lightning strikes that we had, it all started all this shit, man. Like, come on. It just, yeah, science deniers. I swear to God, man. Why the fuck is our education system, colleges and shit, so expensive if you guys don't want to believe in science? That's what boggles me. Like, our leaders don't believe in science. So why don't they just give free education?
I'm not even going to go into that because that question, I can be here for an hour talking about that. And I really don't want to do that. But there's a lot of bad reasons why. I'll just leave it. Yeah. I'll just leave it there.
Crazy shit, man.
But yeah, props to Rashad for ruining Aunt Walker's day. Because sorry, homie, but Rashad is not who you thought he was, man. Sorry, hate to break it to you, but he's one of those.
Company man. Now he's with CBS Sports. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. He's part of that crew now.
We're gonna talk about CBS Sports later, but hey, man, get your money. But clearly, you want those tax breaks. You don't give a fuck at what cost it comes.
Yep. Yeah, he was on that show. Luke Thomas wasn't. He's like on vacation or something. So Morning Combat.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
So and then I guess
but damn, that's crazy. Damn.
Yeah. So he was on there with Brian Campbell, and they were talking about like boxing and other stuff too. So it sounds like he's part of that crew as well, the CBS Sports Network. So
good for him, man. And you know what? This all just so you guys know, because I saw people questioning this and asking me about it. I was gonna screenshot it. I got back to it. Couldn't find it. I wasn't gonna go through 3,000 goddamn comments just to expose Rashad. So take my word for it, unless you want to do the homework. But Justin Gagey posted a pic on IG of him at the rally, one of Trump's latest rally that him and Cejudo and a few other fighters were at. And Rashad replied, "Oh, I wish I could have stayed longer. Trump 2020."
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going off of. If you want to say that he's possibly not a Trump supporter after seeing that, by all means, but I don't see what other conclusion you can draw from that. So yeah, that's why I'm saying it, in case you guys didn't know. And I haven't seen Bloody Elbow write a piece on this yet, so maybe I'm breaking news to some of y'all. Rashad's in bed with Trump. Herschel Walker is not the only black athlete to do it, so there you go. So,
I think they're good friends too.
Probably.
Yeah. Rashad and Herschel, I think they were like good friends. Shit, I mean, I can't remember.
Rashad's been in the game forever, and
yeah. Oh no, it's Josh Thompson and Herschel Walker are good friends.
Oh well, they were teammates, aka.
Yeah. Not Rashad. Never mind. I was thinking of
At least he didn't confuse him with another black guy, because then that would be racist.
Because they look alike. I think all white people kind of look alike, but that's just me.
I think everybody looks alike. Yeah. And the only ones I won't say that about is Asians, Reen, because I don't want you to kick my ass or anything.
We all look alike too, man.
Oh, you said it, not me.
It's just some of us are darker than others. You can kind of tell.
Well, clearly Harvard can't tell because they don't want so many of y'all over there. Work harder, bitch.
I don't know why, man. Don't you want the pale ones?
You're robotic.
You don't want the island Asians, right? At least take the pale ones.
I'm laughing and it's funny. People always talk about racism, and I thought the term. I still think this term is kind of stupid, but colorism is fucking real, folks.
It is, man.
And talk to Chinese and Japanese people and Koreans and how much better they got it over Vietnamese and Cambodians.
Yep, it's true. Shit. They're looking at me up and down like you're a peasant.
Jesus.
Because I was dark and when I went to Tokyo, met my fiance's aunties and shit. She's like, why don't you wear like certain clothes and carry on certain like designer bags? I'm like, fuck, I'm from the island. I don't fucking give shit about that. We wear flip-flops and shorts. Come on now.
If you guys don't know, this is something, ex-girlfriend of mine was half Filipino, and she told me about the miracle that is Block White. And if you guys don't know about this, it is a soap. I don't know if it's a Filipino soap, but they use it a lot in the Philippines. It's called Block White. And it lightens your skin because a lot of Filipinos want to look white, apparently, supposedly, according to her. And their slogan, according to her, is the white way is the right way.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, see? It's in yeah, man. You can't be dark, man, if you're Asian.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So this whole thing of whites are only racist. You need to check yourself, folks. You guys don't know shit. and here's a dirty little secret, and Reen will tell you as Asian, and I'll tell you as a Mexican. We do racism a lot better than you whites. Like a lot better.
Yep.
And by better, I mean worse.
We've been doing it for a long time.
You gotta remember too, whites are the new kids in town. Like as far as evolutionarily, whites are like the newest breed. We all came from Africa, so obviously we all started dark. Then like to the Middle East and Asia. Whites are like the last to come. So yeah, you're right. We have been doing this a lot longer.
It's just too bad they don't know that.
Well, they act like they've been ruling this shit.
Right? Like we just let you think that.
Yeah.
Especially Asians, we still haven't acted a fool yet.
That's why I respect people like that people in interracial marriages, especially like if it's the white person, whatever the white person is, with a white woman, with a black man, or a white boy with a fucking Mexican girl. It's like, oh man, the shit you get. You went through the ringer, man. Respect for you. I don't even give a shit if you are racist. You earned that badge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
What a way to start the show. We're always educating people.
We're talking about Rashad Evans, and somehow we end up on Block White. But yeah. Little education.
I learned something new about that. Damn, dude.
Oh, I thought you knew about this. I figured like
that. No, not that with the slogan. They have that in Japan too.
Maybe they got rid of that slogan now, but this was like 10, 15 years ago, and this is what she had told me. So maybe they've upgraded. I don't know.
That's just funny, man. Yeah, because you have like ladies with like completely covered up, and all you see is their like eyes and shit. Because they don't want to get dark. When they're driving too, they have like gloves and shit on. Yeah, like, or either long sleeves on, or if they didn't have long sleeves on, they had made some stuff to where you could just wear like sleeves.
That's why I respect rednecks, man. Like white people in the South and shit, like fucking fucked up ass skin, all crackly and fucking dark and shit. Like, they don't give a fuck. They just want to work. Yeah, they might shoot a few people of color, but hey, they don't give a fuck about what they look like. Clearly.
With their farmer's tan.
Exactly. It's like, man, I'm gonna be racist and I'm gonna look like shit. Fuck it.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So we spent about 15 minutes on this shit, but
That shit was funny.
this was MMA related, but to go fully MMA, we're gonna talk about some of the fights that happened over the weekend, even though we didn't do a show last week. Sorry about that. We're on it now. There was a lot of good stuff to cover from that, so we're gonna talk about that, about the card this weekend. A lot of crazy headlines this week. Not that many matchups, but there's a good news story. So let's jump straight in with the rewind of UFC Vegas 10. We're not covering these fights officially, so we're just kind of talking about highlights on the card, and there was many. And of course, we got to talk women's MMA. Sabina Mazo, girl I've been high on ever since she made her debut, submitted. Why can't I fucking remember her name?
Kish?
There you go. Okay, she hasn't fought in forever. That's why. And yeah, she does a lot of spinning shit that pisses me off. She's the only one that can do more spinning shit that pisses me off than fucking random Marcos.
She's so wild. Even in that fight, and it just caught Mazo off guard. I didn't really see the first round, but like you can definitely tell in the second round.
She wasn't doing good. She was losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then the third round. I mean, well, the second round she started catching her with the head kicks, and of course Kish with her hard ass head just kept on plunging forward, and then she got caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glorious.
Beautiful. And I love the fact that Mazo just like adjusted her hand, adjusted, and then just like fucking like slid her arm in and got that choke. And just the way Kish reacted, that was a hard tap. Like, oh shit, get the fuck off me. Man, that was beautiful.
I'm trying to remember who Mazo's first fight in the UFC was. I remember she beat Shanna Dobson in her second fight, but I remember she had lost her first fight, but I'm trying to remember who that was. But yeah, I was like kind of upset with her first fight, because I was like, man, she's too young still. She doesn't have it. But this fight showed like, nah, she's getting there. She's learning.
Yeah, she said she was working on her jiu-jitsu more. She really wanted to show that, and she did. And she was working with Chris too, because Chris is working with Cordero again with her upcoming fight.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, she's gonna fight Arlene Blanco. We didn't do a show last week, so we didn't even talk about that. So yeah, that was news.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, good for her, man. So excited. Can't wait to see what she does next. I mean, to have all those people around her. Yeah, Mazo has some good people around her.
Yeah, bright future for sure. Something I've said early on with her. Don't know what her ceiling is, but the ceiling is very fucking high. So, yeah. Next up, Brock Weaver. Man, this the fucking. Oh my god, I can't even call it a roller coaster with this guy, because we seen him initially and liked his fighting style, and he looked fucking crazy. And he has a DQ win, and then 2 just embarrassing losses now. Man, where does this fucking guy go from here now, man?
I don't know, because he came in on short notice, right? Did he come in short notice?
He was on the Contender Series, and I think he actually won a contract. I could be wrong about that. I think he actually won a contract. As far as his first fight officially in the UFC, it may have been short notice, but I don't remember. It was that Mexican, the one that the fucking illegally need him, the guy that shares my surname, unfortunately. But his first name's Kazula, so fuck that guy. It's your Indian ass.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, the illegal knee or something.
Yeah. Oh, straight up illegal. Yeah, that was a legit DQ. So I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him as far as he got legit DQ'd, but he was getting his ass kicked up until that point too. So
yeah, dude, that was an ass beating by Turner.
It reminded me so much of the Roe Roberts fight, like shorter, more concise, but it was very similar.
Dude, his speed, nuts. His hand speed, nuts. So powerful too, man. I like this guy. Did
Yeah,
you know that he has over 200 some odd tarantulas? That's crazy.
I heard something about tarantulas or spiders on the broadcast, and that he had pets. I didn't know it was that many. I think I missed the number. Damn.
Yeah, he was terrified of them. Got one, and then just went berserk. Now I guess like 200. I'm good.
This is one of those things. I'm terrified of possums. I don't know if I ever told you this, or
Uh-uh.
opossums. I'm
Uh-uh.
terrified of them.
They're ugly anyway.
If I one day have like 10 possums in my house, call the hospital 5150 me or something, man, because I'm gonna harm somebody. I'm off my fucking meds or something. That ain't happening no time soon with me.
Oh
Ever.
shit. So were you bothered when Pam rescued one?
Don't bring her up.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Pam. She's cool. I followed her forever. Pandora Box, you're cool, but she does that to me every once in a while. I told her that bothered me, and fucking for like a few months after that, she'd post random pictures like, "Oh, look, Juice." I was like, "Fuck you."
I remember like she rescued a baby one or something. I
God.
don't care how old they are. They're still ugly, man.
Okay, I'll side story. I know we're trying to talk about MMA, but since we brought it up, at my first job, I was a let's use the politically correct term. I was a custodian because janitor's demeaning or something. I don't give a shit, but I was a custodian at a factory. And I was just like swept and mopped. It wasn't like anything gross. It wasn't anything like real dirty. I just like took trash out, swept and mopped. And I was supposed to. One of my things was like every week I take trash out from outside because some people would like throw their food and cigarettes and shit in there. And I would do it. And one day I'd always have to put trash bags in these bins. And one day I saw that the trash bag was off, and I figured I didn't think somebody did it, so I figured maybe the wind was probably strong the night before and probably like blew it down. And I was gonna throw it away, and I feel this weight, like there's something really heavy in here. So I was like, shit, did someone throw a fucking like bowling ball or something? Like this can't be just trash. And I kind of opened it up and and it was a fucking possum in the trash. And there was a tree right above the trash bin, so I'm assuming it fell because it was like on its side and it was like barely moving. But when I touched the trash, it like turned its neck towards me, like, yeah, I'm still here, bitch. And I freaked out. I like stood there for like 5 minutes. I was like, if I turn this shit over, this thing is gonna fucking escape, and I ain't having that shit near me. And I'm not gonna throw this fucking thing in the trash with the possum inside. So I left it be. I was like, hopefully my boss doesn't notice. I don't know what happened. It happened, and it was a Friday, so I was like, okay, over the weekend, maybe I'll find a way to knock the fucking trash can over and it'll escape. I come on Monday, thing's still there, fucking dead.
What?
And then of course, the things they play dead, so I don't even trust that. So again, I'm at this dilemma. I'm like, it could be dead. Most likely it is, but what if it's not? So I paced for like 5 or 10 minutes outside. Like, what am I gonna do? I eventually went in and I told my boss, I was basically ready to lose my job. I was like, look, there's a possum outside in the trash can. He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, okay, here's the thing. I'm fucking terrified of him. I don't know what we can do about this. I feel, I'm not proud of this. I want to do it, but I legit have a phobia of them. So I'm very sorry, but I can't do it, And then there was another guy who was like a handyman. He like did repairs around there. That will tell him, of course, the guy was like Guatemalan or something. That will tell him he'll do it. And sure enough, he went ahead and fucking threw it out. But yeah. Yeah, I was willing to lose my job. If my boss would have said, if you don't do it, you're fired, I would have been like, well, fucking fire me then, because I'm not doing it. And yeah, I had the Guatemalan do it for me. So yeah, that's how legit scared I am of possums, and it hasn't changed since.
Oh, I would probably act the same too then. Fuck that. They look nasty as hell. They're not cute.
I am not the guy that says no at work. I'm not the guy I'm not like that. If someone, as long as I know what I'm doing, I'll do it. I'm not, I'm not like that, but I'm like, nope, not doing it at that time. Luckily the guy was cool, and yeah, Guatemalans were just built differently, even than Mexicans, man. That's a real immigrant mentality. I'm a little bitch. I can admit that.
Oh shit. That's
But
so
yeah.
funny.
Anyway, back to Jalen Turner. Yeah, it's funny. I like I said, it reminded me of his fight with Roosevelt Roberts. Jalen Turner actually came from the same promotion, the CXF here in SoCal, and yeah, they both. Jalen Turner's definitely on the wilder side because I think all his wins have been finishes. He's very a kill or be killed guy, but yeah, I didn't expect him to go through him like this. I thought it'd be harder than the Roberts fight. But speaking of Roosevelt Roberts, holy shit, he got his ass whooped.
Dude, what was that? That kid came out of nowhere. I guess he only had like $64 in his bank account.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and he's from my lady's hometown, I think too. He's from Missouri. I think he's from Kansas City. Oh, he trains with your boy Kraus. I don't know if you caught that.
Crazy. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in his corner. Obviously, with the mask, it's kind of hard to tell, but I
Oh
I
God.
realized him. Yeah, I
I'll go
recognized
back
him.
and look at it.
Can't see his face, Reen, or it doesn't even matter.
God damn it. It's a beautiful man.
The
Yeah.
youngest one you'll go after.
Dude, that Kroom guy. What? How do you say his name again?
Kroom? Yeah, I think it's Kevin.
Was it Kroom?
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of like James Hetfield, like a young James Hetfield or something. Got that face going on, that head too.
I'll say this: he definitely looks like he's from Missouri, and Missouri, not Missouri. Yeah, yeah, but man, I mean, Trops Roberts, who seems to have a good chin. I don't know if he's ever been dropped like that. I
Yeah.
can't recall a time. And then he did the same move on him that he did earlier in his UFC career. I think he got Horcher. I think his name is Daryl Horcher. He fought Khabib back in the day. He got him in that same choke, like that John Jones Machida choke.
That
He did the same
modified.
shit. Yeah, and Roberts is a big dude. I saw it. I'm like, dude, this is tight, but he's a big dude. He'll probably be able to get out of it. Nope. He was fucked up, man. That was insane.
Yeah. What a fucking easy money, right? Didn't even last that long. Like, wasn't it like the fastest finish?
It was I think like 30 seconds, 23 seconds. It was
Yeah.
it was less than 40 seconds for sure.
Dude, easy money. How crazy is that?
$60 in your bank account to 50,000. Well, I don't know. I don't know if the taxes get taken out right away, but at least a good like 40 G's, including the Reebok money and the win money and all that shit. Jesus.
Yeah.
And then Jesus in this fucking pandemic too. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of suffering right now, but if you're not in the UFC, a lot of fighters are really struggling. I mean, even in Bellator, they barely started like a month ago.
Yeah, dude. $64 and he was still training and trying to make it work and eating, right? Because trying to eat healthy is so expensive.
And he has like, didn't he have like 20 something, 30 fights in his resume? Like he wasn't a young buck. Like he's been around the block. And he finally made it. And this is what happens. Like, and it's not just that he beat like a UFC like veteran, a guy that's been in the UFC. Like Ro Roberts, even though he's had some losses, I still think is a decent prospect. I still think he can be a contender, even with this. And he fucking annihilated him.
Yeah. And he's been active too during this COVID time, so.
Yeah, he has. I mean, didn't he say like early in the year that he wanted like 4 or 5 fights or something?
Yeah, I think so. He wanted to do something crazy like Angie.
Yeah.
Just constantly be active, but maybe it's just time for him to like take a break.
Chill, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing too much. Yeah. I mean, because at this point, if you're having that type of schedule, you're just training to train. You can't train for X, Y, and Z opponent. You're just training to, you're going in the gym, doing your boxing, your Muay Thai, your wrestling, your strength and conditioning, and that's it. You can't really plan for anybody.
Yep.
And that's even if your gym is open. Shit, I'm sure there's still some people training in their garages and with friends and shit,
Yeah. I mean, he was preparing for somebody else, and just this era right now, the COVID era, it's like it's so hard to train for somebody.
Yep. Just in general,
train,
right?
period. Yeah.
Yep. Of course. Yeah, nuts, man. But I mean, Still, props to Roberts for even taking the fight, because clearly look what it cost him. I mean, that's why some people don't want to take these type of fights. He still took it, so props to him, and then big props to Shroom for fucking. Let's see who they give him next, man, because let's see if this wasn't a fluke. We're gonna find out soon, because he can very well fight next week. He didn't take any damage. Yeah, so we'll see. Sijara Eubanks went to war with Julia Avila. Man, that was a fun fight.
It was hard to watch, but it was fun at the same time. Like, I'm good for the Sarge, right? Good for Sarge. But Avila just, I mean, she looked good at one point, and it's just she got taken down and could not get back up.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know if I've seen Avila off her back on the ground too much, but I mean, she's just such a berserker. She just blitzes girls, and you sink or swim. And Eubanks, god damn it, she nearly drowned, but got her to the ground, found out that worked, and kept it going. And she still fucking traded with her, but she kept taking her down. Like, Sajara's a badass woman, man.
Yeah.
Big respect to her.
So, and I know Avila's been doing a lot of like strength training and whatnot, but maybe something she needs to work on is like her wrestling and some jiu-jitsu.
What's that guy's name? You've mentioned to me a lot personally, but I don't know if you mentioned it on the show. The guy you like?
Oh, the starting strength program.
Yeah, what's the guy's name?
Mark Ripito, Coach Mark Ripito out of Texas. Yeah, I'm doing the same program that she's doing.
There you go. So yeah, I wanted you to get that little plug in there because I know you respect the guy a lot. So
yeah, I love that dude.
MMA training is one thing, but clearly the strength training is doing something for you. And if you guys don't believe me, look at Reen's IG with her back pic.
Yeah, Coach Irvin called me a sissy. Stop doing dumbbell workouts, so I've been like hitting the barbell workouts hard. So.
And this is the guy that you kind of like relearn from, right? Through YouTube videos and stuff?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Because I used to train on the barbell, but I used to get hurt all the time. And, well, my coaches before were like, shit, they didn't know like proper form. And I like stopped training the barbell and just started doing machines and like dumbbells. But no, I went back to it and I love it now. I have to get on the barbell. I have to work out on it. I have to do my deadlifts. I have to do my squats. I have to do my bench, my shoulder presses. And those are the only primary exercises that I do. And it's all just strength training. And I have to like go up every week, like 5 pounds. Every week, just try to go up 5 pounds. And sometimes I just go up like 10 pounds instead because I just feel so strong. Like I'm redoing everything, making sure that my back's strong, my legs are strong. I'm rebuilding my shoulder. My shoulder's been fucked up for the past 2 years, but yeah, since Coach called me a sissy, I'm starting to focus on that, and it's actually helping my shoulder. Like, I don't have to have surgery. I don't have to take pills or anything like that. That shit, they try to shove pills down my throat. My fucking doctor, my therapist, like I used to go see a specialist. I absolutely refuse to do that, and it almost got to a point where I'm like, you know what, maybe I need surgery, but no. Just focusing on strengthening my body is helping, like re-strengthen my shoulder.
There you go, a little knowledge that Reen is kicking here for you.
Yeah, I know a little stuff, I know a little something.
Somebody that knows a little something about knocking motherfuckers out is Billy Quarantillo.
Yeah.
This fucking kid, man. Jesus. I try to remember the last time I was this high on a kid that like, okay, like that's my boy. Like I'm following him no matter what he does, no matter where he goes. And yeah, this first fight really caught my attention. Like I don't know if this was his third or fourth fight, like a second or third fight. I was like, okay, this kid is as good as I thought. But this one is like, nah, this is must-see TV for me now. I don't care what I'm doing. Like, if I'm at work and I know he's fighting next, I will fucking speed home. Like, I need to watch this kid fight. After this knockout of Kyle Nelson, He's got everything. He's got everything. He checks all the boxes for me. He's got cardio. He's well-rounded. He's got an iron chin. Fucking indomitable spirit. I love this kid. I love everything about him.
That was such a fun fight. And I thought he was going to finish it at the end of the second round, but Nelson got saved by the bell. But holy shit, man. That knockout was scary.
To what, 11 seconds in the third round? Like, so yeah, he was hurt and obviously saved by the bell. He should have had time to recover. Maybe he did recover. Maybe he didn't. Either way, it goes to show if he didn't recover, how hard he hit, regardless that he couldn't recover with 1 minute. And if he did recover and he knocked him out, it goes to show, again, just how powerful he is. Either way, it shows how powerful he is, how precise he is, and just what a bad motherfucker Billy Quarantillo is.
Just the way Nelson hit the canvas, I'm like, holy shit. Did he hit his face? Like, did he get fucked up again, landing on his face like that? That was scary.
It's better than hitting the back of your head, you know, like when people's fucking head bounces off the canvas. But yeah, it was really bad. It is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy, I swear, he reminds me of like a more violent, athletic Nate Diaz. Like, he's got the boxing. He can hurt you with his hands. Sick on the floor. The only thing with him that I'm like kind of like have my reservations about, I don't know if he's primarily a jiu-jitsu student because his jiu-jitsu is so good, but I hope that he doesn't fall too much in love with striking. I hope he doesn't get that Ronda effect, you know? He knocks a few people out and he's going to try and become just a striker because his ground game is sick and is probably better than his striking. If he can submit dudes as much as he knocks them out, I'm cool with that. If he starts knocking them out and it's because his kickboxing is that good, that's great too. But I hope it's not a thing because he got a knockout or two that he's going to just start swinging, swinging haze.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so fun to watch though. This was a really good card.
It was. And I mean, it looked promising. There was some good fights on it, but I didn't expect like almost every fight to deliver in the way it did. I mean, we're going on like half an hour here, but it's because, yeah, aside from the possum story, there's some real good fights here. You know? But moving on, this is a fight that I had no interest in, and again, this was probably the story of the night. Mike Rodriguez and Ed Herman. Man, I saw a little bit. Well, we talked about Ant Walker earlier. Props to you guys, Ant Walker and Ben Duffy. They rocked our masks on Unleashed this week. I need to give one to Jay Petrie. I tweeted you, Jay, that you will get one, and sure enough, you will get one whenever they come out. But they were talking about in the beginning of the show, if this was the robbery of the year. I didn't get to finish it all, and I don't know what they said, but it's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, there's been some really bad decisions this year, but that's usually by the judges. This was a ref's call, and shit, it was bad.
How horrible was that? Like, he got time to recover.
Yeah, that's the thing is like body shots are horrendous, but it's not like a headshot, you know? You can't recover from a really bad headshot. Even if you're like not out, your head's still going to be ringing. Your balance is probably going to be off. With a body shot, if you can get over that pain, you're probably good. And sure enough, he got all the time in the world he wanted off of a fake low blow and came back the next round and submitted. Man, you know what? It was bullshit. I know it sucks. It was lame. All these things, but Mike, come on, man. You still fucked up, man. You still got to be in the fight, man. I mean, Herman's he's still, I don't care how old he is, he's still a good ground guy. Mm-hmm. You got to mind your P's and Q's, man.
He did try, but it's just that Kimura was just, no matter what he did, like, it was locked in.
Like, he had it, and I was like, just do not let him get his leg over your head. And he did. I'm like, you fucked it up. Like, all right, we're done. Like, it's over. And it's one of those things that people are saying Herman didn't really win that fight. To me, neither won and neither lost. Like, they both lost and they both won. Like,
it sucks, man. At least Dana was going to pay him.
Yeah, I mean, he was mad at the ref, and I mean, at that point, what can you do? I mean, someone was saying that Rodriguez should file an appeal and hopefully get it turned to a no contest, which I think there's a lot of grounds there, especially that now we know that they could have done the replay, so that is the fault of the referee twice there for not knowing the rules.
See, and if they know that, then they should just do the right thing and put a asterisk or something.
Well, yeah, it would be a no contest. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the main thing. That's what it would happen. It'd be a no contest.
But for him to go through the appeal process, come on. Bullshit. Just give it to him, man. You know you fucked up. You know you're going to talk about this later on. Like, yeah, we need to do better. Because they do have those conversations. Like, yeah, as refs, you need to do better. Da-da-da-da-da. Then fucking just do it. Don't make them appeal it. And half of these guys don't even do it because of the whole process is bullshit. It's just too time consuming.
Yeah, and then now I wonder if they're even doing this, because obviously the commission's got to be working to license these fights with the UFC and boxing too. I mean, Top Rank's been doing their fights there as well, so clearly they're busy. But I mean, you and I have been talking off air, Reen, like, what's even open as far as the government goes, you know? I mean, we're talking about California, about, things in Sacramento, courthouses, things like that. But, I mean, the commission, they probably don't even want to work. Even if they could work, it's like, oh, fuck it, we're just going to cover the fights, and that's it. They don't want to be hearing any appeals and stuff like that right now.
They fucked up twice, too, because they have the ability. They have it to watch the replay in that state. So they fucked up twice. So they should just give it to them.
I do wonder, I don't know how many officials are working, how many refs and judges. And I think there's supposed to be less judges right now. But I wonder if there was like Herb Dean or one of these refs on standby, because I don't know if anybody was there. Because I think there was a Bellator event going on that same night too. Like, if one of the more veteran refs were in there, they probably would have told me, like, hey. Like, you can check the tape, Sometimes they do that. Like, people on the sides will tell you, like, hey, you should do that. But limited staff.
Yeah, the time, it's not attractive. It's being broadcast. It's always been there, though. That rule has always been in place, but it's never been used.
Well, the past, 2 years when they changed the rules, or 3 years, I don't remember when they started changing them. But
it's been a while. It's always been there. Nobody's used it. It's so ridiculous.
Hopefully this is the one. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. You can very easily see it happening again, but hopefully this is the one. Like, okay, if you fuck up this bad again, that's it for you. Steve Mazzagatti, Back to the prelims. Back to the regional shows.
That's horrible, man.
Still don't know what happened to that dude. Yamasaki too. Kim Winslow too. But all for the better.
They got suicide. I'm kidding.
Damn,
regional?
Dark,
they're probably not even doing regional shows. They're like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, even Josh Rosenthal's in the comeback, and he's a felon. In most jobs, he wouldn't even have a chance, and he's been on the regional scene. I think he's been even at a few Bellator fights.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
Good for that guy, man.
Good for him. Come on, man. He was in Oakland, and he had weed. Where's the fucking problem here? He was ahead of the curve.
Oh, God.
Free Josh Rosenthal. But anyway. Man, can we just skip over the KGB fight?
If you want to.
No, because I can't do Roxy like that, man.
I
don't. Someone was saying they said this about Angie Hill too, and we'll talk about her in a minute. But man, I'm really getting a lot of, this is reminiscent of Game Bread of Jorge Masvidal pre Jesus look. When he still had the pretty boy haircut going on, that he was in these close fights and would do just enough to have a close decision that wouldn't go his way. Yeah, that's what's happening here. Like, it's now been JoJo fight that was a coin flip decision. I wasn't necessarily mad at that one. The Lauren Murphy fight's still bullshit. I'll say that till the day I die. She didn't deserve to lose that one. But this one, very similar to JoJo fight. kind of a coin flip. And I mean, I feel for KGB. I'm very happy for Roxy. It's just crazy that they've now fought twice. Both circumstances were kind of weird, and both fights were very, very close. And it's like, fuck. Roxy's 2-0 against KGB, but that's not necessarily the way that the fights were going.
Good for Roxy, man. She's just still winning, man. At her age, a vet. Because, I mean, she has a lot of miles. I mean, she's been part of the game for a long time, so. And I thought that, it would be like KGB's time and shit. Especially with the bullshit loss that she got for fighting Murphy.
It was even crazier because I read this piece. Shout out to Drake Riggs, a former guest on the show, real big on the WMMA scene. He wrote this story about Megumi Fuji like about a month ago that I never got around to till this weekend. I read it after this fight happened, and Roxy has some quotes in there about Megumi Fuji, and she knew her, and I think she even competed against her. Megumi Fuji was competing in like 2003, 2004. Roxanne Modafferi's been fighting over 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's MMA vets, men, that haven't been fighting that long. She's been in this game. People didn't even know women could fight at that time. Fuck, dude, it's amazing. I can't be upset about KGB losing because it was a close fight that could have gone either way. I'm a fan of KGB's, but I can't hate on Roxy for that decision because it was a close fight. She very easily could have won it, and my God, look at her. It's amazing.
She's like the Overeem of the women's division. Seems like she's just been around for a long time.
Yeah, but she's not eating horse meat.
Maybe she should.
No, never. Roxy, don't listen to her.
She'd be dangerous, man.
Nope.
Start spitting Japanese and shit. Getting all wild. Throw her opponent off. She'll start getting mean. That's what she needs to do. Just start getting mean, man.
That is a good description too, because Overeem's been knocked out a gajillion times, and now his chin is better. Say what you want about whatever special, supplements he took. That doesn't give you a better chin.
Hell no.
And somehow now he's got a better chin. And then the same thing with Roxy. Roxy was kind of well known earlier in her career that as long as you hit her hard enough, you can knock her out pretty easily. That's not the case no more. Yeah. KGB was trying with all her might, and she is 10 times the striker Roxy will ever be. And she rocked her. She rocked her, I think, once or twice, right? But still, Roxy hung in there, and Jesus, man. I mean, shout outs to Mac Molly. I gave him I replied to him. He did a short little video about how amazing MMA is, just for the fact that Roxanne Modafferi is successful, given her age, her mileage, her lack of athleticism. Like, in what other sport can someone like her be this successful? Someone can look at that and say that's a bad thing, but like, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is equal opportunity. And that's the thing that trips me out about MMA. The fan base and a lot of the fighters they're so problematic, but it's like the most equal opportunity sport there is out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts.
Yeah. I like both fighters. Fuck it, I'll say it. I just, with this, now that she has like 3 losses in a row, she considers maybe just staying out where she's at. Maybe go see, I don't know, American Top Team, or maybe go see, I don't know, Dustin's gym, because they're in the same state. And she figures out maybe her, her cardio. Because her cardio is questionable for me, man.
We've talked about this off air. I think Fortis MMA, I've had my eye on them for a while. And they got Macy Chasson, who I know isn't best in the cardio division, but they got some other good girls in there. And I think, that's in Texas. That's a state over. And I think she has family in Texas too. I don't know how I know she trains with Tim Crater in Louisiana. I don't know what other fighters are there, but I know she's goes from there and MMA Gold. She goes to different gyms, and I don't know. Me personally, I've never really been a fan of that because I don't know how much you're getting out of each one. Maybe it's not even worth the effort, but I could be wrong. I don't know. You brought this up before, and I still feel that it may not be a cardio issue per se. I think it may be an overtraining issue because her cardio's looked good at points. And to me, when I see like consistent, like, okay, like Claudia Gadelha is a good one. Her cardio's never gotten better. It's always been 2 rounds, and then the last round she's huffing and puffing.
Well, she does Freud, so.
Allegedly. Gotta put that in there, Reen.
Fuck her, man. Anyways, go on.
Well, I mean, don't worry, you'll be able to talk about it in a bit too. But the cardio, it's always seemed good to me. I mean, I've followed her since Invicta. She's always seemed to have decent cardio. I don't know what's happening lately.
Maybe
you could be right.
Team she's been working with. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trying to behave sometimes. I mean, she don't even be coming out here all the time. If she does come out here, maybe it would have been best to go to Alpha Male because of jiu-jitsu and wrestling and whatnot.
Once you have 3 losses, no matter how close they are, you got to start looking at something, because if it's a matter of inches, sometimes it's not always just you. Sometimes you need a little extra boost.
Yep.
Props to you, Reen, for putting that out there because I'm still a KGB mark, so I still try not to say bad things. But yeah, your points are valid. I get it. I respect it. But and again, props to Roxy. Fought her ass off, man. She deserved that win, no matter how close it was. And onto the co-main, Otman Azaitar. Can't say that guy's name right. Yeah, he knocked the fuck out of Kama Worthy. This dude's just something else, man. He looks like an Ottoman. Like the Ottoman Empire. Like he just looks like a fucking warrior from the past, man. I mean, the way he fights, the way he looks, his power is ungodly.
That was scary, man. That was another quick finish.
I don't know if Quarantillo I don't think he got a bonus, and if he didn't, it's because of this fucking guy, man. As good as Quarantillo's knockout was, this one was still better.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what this guy does. He's got fucking bricks for fists.
Fucking scary dude. He's 13-0. Nuts, man. The bulldozer. For real, that is fitting.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a short fight. What else can you say, right? I mean, who knows where he goes from here? But if he keeps this up, he's going to be a problem. He's kind of reminding me of like early Johnny Hendricks when he was still good. I mean, without the wrestling, but like his power of just how scary it was.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't go that way about it. But don't open up a steakhouse, Hotman. That's where your career goes down. But
steak.
Anyway, let's move on before shit gets crazy. The main event, of course, Rena, we got to talk about your girl Angie Hill. Lost a very close decision to Michelle Watterson. I mean, I think you and I both said after the fight, it was a close fight, but I think Angie won.
Yeah.
I think this one was more clear than like the KGB Roxy fight. I think Angie won. And it's crazy how, since we already talked about Claudia, it's funny that she posted pics in both of them. What is it with Angie? Obviously, we know she hits hard and she has them elbows and fucks girls up. But even though she's in these wars, there's never a scratch on her.
She knows how to move, man.
But she gets hit, too. It's not like, she's not getting hit. She doesn't just get busted up at all.
They're not hitting as hard. She's like fucking just moving out of the way, rolling with the punches, right? It's just crazy to me, man. You can see how fucked up her opponents are. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the judges are seeing. I don't understand it.
Again, like I mentioned earlier, that it's similar with her as it was with KGB. That, she's just getting in these close decisions and not winning. But in this fight in particular, you're right to point out some of KGB's cardio issues. But Angie, this isn't the first time she's gone 5 rounds. It's the first time in a while. But man, she looked great. She was stronger in the 5th round than probably even the 2nd round.
Stuffed the takedowns. It just, I don't know, man. Michelle did great too. I'm not going to talk shit about her. This was a beautiful fight. This was really exciting. Props to her too, but it's just, what the fuck? There's another one that got a gift. And it just sucks, man. Angie had a full camp this time. So
This one was way less egregious than the Gedalia fight. That one was just like, I mean, that one was close too, but like, nah, that one was pretty clear, Angie. This one was like, okay, I can see it either way. I think she won, but I see the argument for Michelle. I saw some people having I think one of the judges and a few people online had it 4 rounds to Michelle, which I thought was crazy.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, of
At
course,
best, it's like
it 2-2.
That was 2-2 going into the 5th.
That's what most people had it as, and then I guess who won the 5th. But I think some people only gave Angie the 1st, which I think was wild. But who knows? What? They could have been karate hottie marks.
Yeah, like most of them. They're too busy looking at her cheeks, man.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But again,
too bad.
You know I'm a mark for an ass. But still, no, this fight was great. It's just weird that the Asian girl is getting more attention on her ass than the black girl, right?
Yeah. But what the fuck why isn't the Asian girl know Muay Thai and the black girl does? Like that shit bothers me, man. Why did you practice karate? You ain't from Okinawa.
Even more ironic that the black girl doesn't know karate, because that's been a thing, you know.
Right.
Fucking Wu-Tang, you know, to fucking kung fu movies and shit, kung fu and karate movies and shit. That's a thing in the community. So yeah.
Why you wearing all that Thai get up and shit when you don't even practice it?
She's gone to Thailand and done Muay Thai. I mean, that's
not her primary. That's not her base. Her base is karate. Her nickname's Karate Hottie. Like, good lord, man. That's what bothers me. I'm like, huh? But I
wonder. I mean, she is older. I do wonder if, because I mean, I didn't know about Muay Thai till I was like in my teens. I feel like it didn't blow up until like UFC came around. So she was in that shit when she was young. I know her mom's from Thailand, but
that's her mom's fault.
But I do wonder, like, how many Muay Thai gyms were here? Like, I know of some gyms here in LA that are like 30, 40 years old, but it was like maybe the only one. And then she grew up in Colorado?
She was working with her husband primarily with this fight. Is that right? She wasn't really at Jackson's?
If that's true, I didn't catch that. But, you know, I don't take any stock in that as far as who's training where, because things are so fucked up right now. It's like, 1, can they afford it? 2, are they open? 3, are the coaches willing to fly out? I mean, I don't know.
I thought she was, because they're talking about like, they made a gym and she was like working with her husband. Just that whole family thing, and maybe that just like really helped her, like, because, you know, she's been at that gym for so long. I mean, she's another one. It's just like Holly, like, so loyal to that gym, but at some point you should learn from somebody else too, because they can only teach you but so much, and to do the same pad work. So maybe this helped her, just, you know, working with her husband primarily and just having her daughter by her side, and, you know, just telling herself, hey, this might be it. This might be my last run.
Not doing dancing IG videos?
Yeah, so hats off to her, man. I mean, I used to talk shit about her, but this was a beautiful fight. So.
Well, I know you're still giving her a lot of shit after the Joanna fight, but that was when it showed me, like, oh, she's not the girl that I thought she was. For a long time, I was like, man, I love Michelle, but she's kind of a front runner.
She was in a different headspace too, because of that. Oh, I should get a title run. I should do this. I'm with WME, blah, 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 blah. With this, it seemed like, this is more about family. I need to do this for my daughter. I need to do this for my family.
True.
So.
My mom's not letting me in the house anymore.
Yeah. I wouldn't let her.
I know you wouldn't. Are you jealous of them cheeks, Reen?
No, man.
You sure?
Hell no.
You mad at the Asian girl got some cheeks?
Nope. Not at all. I'm good with that.
I was just testing you. Yeah, great fight though. I mean, I think that's a good way to end that. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens next, and we'll see if Claudia Gadelha ever decides to fight Angela Hill again. Because I think we all want to see that. So
Yeah, fuck you, Claudia.
look it.
Your
You're
stupid ass comment.
what are you?
Yep.
When are you gonna explain this? I'm okay with you saying whatever, but people are gonna ask again.
What? I already posted what I posted.
Okay.
Some people saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. She should be talking about crying. She was crying too. Brian didn't want her.
Again, follow Reen on Twitter for this. You'll get some details.
Yo, you guys remember that picture that was floating around? It was half Eddie Alvarez and half Claudia, right? Brian saw that, just so you know. And he couldn't get that image out of his head. FYI.
There you go. Little nuggets here and there. Eventually, you can put the pieces together. You'll get it together one day.
It's like, there's a reason why, man. There's a reason why you don't see them really in the same room. Or, he not claiming her and shit, right? Yep. Anyways.
Yeah. Back to fights. That doesn't
instead of caddy fights, right?
Yeah.
Claudia. You know what I'm talking about, Claudia?
Yeah. Segue. So that does it for the rewind. Let's get into the preview for UFC Vegas 11. And first up, we got Mackenzie Dern and Randa Marcos. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that Dern went down to strawweight again, post baby. And as of right now, oh no, we still don't know about weigh-ins. So, assuming she'll probably make weight again.
She probably will because she's working on Perillo. So,
yeah, is he that like strict? Is he like that on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Chris. Working with Chris, Bisbee.
Cyborg's had some help.
Yeah, well, Bisbee.
I'm sorry to be blunt, but I mean, it wasn't her fault. It was fucking George Lockhart in the UFC giving her shit and then giving her a TUE for it. But
yeah,
that's a different story.
Changing gyms too. Mackenzie changing gyms, things like that. And then she had that loss, Hebus.
Well, was that earlier this year? Yeah, I think it was, right? I think it was like February, January. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she's coming back from that.
Damn, Heba's left her mark this year. Like last year, we didn't even know about her. Damn, that's nuts. Props to Heba's.
Mm-hmm. So that was her first loss. So
and she beat Marcos too. This is like before Paige. These were her last 2 wins. So damn, good on Heba's. Talking about during Marcos, and we get to Heba's, but yeah, this should be a good fight. I wonder, man. She
hits hard.
Dern?
Yeah, Dern hits hard. And then she has jiu-jitsu too. So I don't know what Ronda's going to bring to the
Randa's got a chin on her though. And well, yeah, the thing is she likes to take what the hell? She likes to take girls down. And I don't know how she's going to do that or why she would do that. And I don't know how she's going to outstrike Dern.
Yeah, try it. I mean, she says she's going to keep it standing, so I mean, we'll see.
Well, she can very well outstrike Dern, but can she keep it on the feet without Dern taking her down or her dropping her with one of those fucking hays?
Crazy ass power that girl got.
Well,
now she's working with Perillo and working on her striking even more. Whew. It's only been a short amount of time, but makes a huge difference. I mean, she's athletic. She's very smart. I mean, she's a multiple jiu-jitsu champion. She's been doing that for so long. She's got combat miles, so
it's that John Kavanaugh aspect that he looks for, the power of the ass. That's what she gets the power. I wonder if he's like DM'd her and like try to get at her like,
Oh shit.
you want to come to SPG Ireland? I think you have what it takes.
Huh.
We'll make you a champion.
Shit. She could probably like teach them a thing or two as well.
Well, yeah, I mean Kavanaugh is a jiu-jitsu guy, but yeah, I doubt he's on the level of Dern. So, yeah, for sure. Just keep her away from Connor because we know Connor likes to be grabby with women.
I know, right?
We were gonna put that in the news, but we're just gonna leave that there because we can never determine shit with any of these stories. So Connor may or may not be grabby. There you go. That's
Who
the story.
knows? Who knows what he's doing?
Well, one thing we did find out this week is that Mackenzie Dern's husband's got a pair of fucking balls on him.
Yeah. Interesting.
That dude is fucking crazy, man. Don't fuck with Dern for sure. Then don't fuck with her husband now. Clearly.
Yeah, he's just some lazy. Oh, not lazy. Laid back surfer guy.
I mean, lazy, laid back surfers.
I can't call him lazy. He's like
no, I know what you're trying to say, but yeah, they're just like they don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a daddy and whatever. Like clearly, there's something there that she loves about him, right? Like he's not an athlete like she is in that sense. I mean, he's a surfer, but not a combat athlete. And yeah, got in a fight with the coach in front of her dad too, and then her dad's like basically like coaching him. That's just funny.
Can you imagine that, seeing somebody? I mean, I don't think this guy was anywhere near Mackenzie, to this coach, this ex-coach of hers, to hurt her, but just how many fights you've been in and seen to be like, yeah, I'm a coach my daughter's husband, my son-in-law, against this guy, but I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, let them handle it.
Right? Just sat back, didn't do the dad thing, jump in, because he could have fucked everybody up, but.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, it reminds me of, have you ever seen Gangs of New York?
No.
Yeah, there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio, it's a long story, but either way, he's taking on one of this guy's fellow gang members. So you think you're like, okay, I got to fuck this dude up because he's taking on my guy, but he just lets them fight it out because he wants to see who's really about that life. So it kind of reminded me of that. Like, okay, this guy could fuck everybody up here, but nah, he's going to let him duke it out just because, yeah. Old school mentality and shit.
Yeah, well, that's what he did. He didn't jump in or nothing. Fucking Megatron, man. He's coaching. Slip here, slip there, do this, do that.
He was giving striking advice too.
Crazy shit, man. But over some money. Like, come on.
I don't think I read that part. I think I kind of skimmed over it. I didn't see what was going on, but
yeah.
Hey, man, I did see something with Mackenzie saying that she has her husband deal with all that because she doesn't want to deal with anything besides the fight when she's training. So give her respect for that. But yeah, he had to handle it, and it seemed like he did. By the way, I just sent you a text. You don't have to read it out loud. I just, when you brought up something about Mackenzie, it reminded me of something. I know this probably should have. What?
Is he scrawny?
I don't know. You said something about him being like kind of a laid back surfer guy, so that's what I assumed. I haven't seen the guy, so I don't know. But anyway.
Well, surfer guy's not that scrawny, I don't think. No.
They don't all look like Luke Rockhold.
Oh God. Luke. Fucking
What's that about? Huh?
Fucking Luke.
You sound. I can't see you right now, Reen, but I think you sound thirsty. You look thirsty.
I'm shaking my fucking head.
Sure you are.
Yeah, he's horrible. I guess that was his girlfriend, the one that he was like. He did the splits. He was twerking. He did the splits.
I
guess DC outed him. I don't know, but I guess that's his girlfriend. He got bigger ass than his girlfriend.
It happens sometimes.
That's a damn shame, man. Because of his mouth, he can't get the cute ones, huh? The ones with the big ol' ass.
Can't get Laredo, obviously.
Nope.
Can you imagine seeing that fucking twerk off? Laredo and Luke.
Oh my God. Hey man, he could have bagged that if he just kept his mouth shut, and we could have been able to see that, right? Damn.
That would have had like 10 million hits on Twitter. That would have gone totally viral, man.
Yes.
Makes the women happy, makes the men happy,
Yep.
makes the bisexual people very happy.
Yeah, for sure. He fucked up. Oh, he got the girl with the flat ass.
Oh my god.
See what you get stuck with because you fucking just can't even think before you speak?
Can't
Horrible.
can't be gifted with everything. But yeah, in case you guys didn't see this, there was a video of Luke twerking and doing the splits to WAP nonetheless. That was a beautiful touch too. I don't think many people caught that, but yeah. Go search for it. You'll find it somewhere in case you missed it. But okay, we got Dern here, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Marcos, but yeah. Darn.
Likewise. Next fight, Johnny Walker is taking on Ryan Spann. Johnny Walker, I guess, is permanently relocated to SBG Ireland. Well, I don't know if he's living in Ireland now, but he's training out there, so I guess he's with Connor's crew.
I think it's permanent because he has a Irish girlfriend.
Oh, that's right. You told me about this. So yeah, maybe he's living out there now.
Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, this is his home now because he's bouncing around gyms, which either could be good or bad, you know. In his case, hasn't been working out, so hopefully with this new girl and SBG, he can get something worked out. He's that promising dude, right? When he first came, it's like, all right, this is the next best thing. And he did that fucking worm and busted his shoulder.
Yeah, and that was that was the beginning. Well, you know about fucked up shoulders. I mean, they could do a number on you.
It's fucked up, man.
I don't think you did anything that stupid though.
No, of course not. I can't even do the worm.
Have you tried?
Actually, no. Maybe I should try now just to see if I can do it.
Maybe it'll pop back in place and your shoulder will be 100% now.
Oh shit, no. Maybe I'll get hurt again. I don't know.
It'll have the opposite effect.
Huh.
It's crazy. I don't this Ryan Spann guy though, I think the only thing I knew him for was that he knocked out Lil Nog, but you know, then again, who doesn't? But I remember it was being a pretty brutal knockout, and then I looked at his record. He's 4-0 in the UFC. I guess he lost his Contender Series fight. I think it was to Carl Roberson, and he got signed a little bit after that to a straight contract to the UFC, and been 4-0. He's taking on Johnny Walker now. I mean, he's what, 2 losses in a row. This is one of it doesn't make a lot of sense, but again, pandemic fights. Does anything make sense? Because Spann is a legit like top 10 contender, and Walker's like, I don't even know if he's in the top 15 anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And a guy who's undefeated 4 fights in a row, and a guy who just lost the last 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to believe in Johnny. I want to believe that SGB Ireland will do something for him. But I don't know. I don't know how long he's been there. It's hard for me to like buy that stock. So I think the safer bet will probably be Spann.
I'll just go Walker. Go Walker. Hopefully this is a turning point for him because he got a new girlfriend and everything. So it's his new home now. So I'm going to go Walker. He's a favorite anyways.
And if D Devlin's any indication, hey, it's gonna take a lot for her to leave you, Johnny. So do what you want, son.
Whew.
Yeah, I said it. You said enough about Claudia and shit earlier. I could take a dig in here and there.
Rapey, gropey, whatever you want to do, man.
No.
Allegedly.
We're not advocating that. No.
Yeah. That's right.
That's another story, but don't be, horsey with the stuff.
I know, man. Seriously. Raping girls' asses and shit. Anyways, allegedly. We don't want to get sued here.
No, we threw in allegedly, but we have to do that. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So old hair-lip boy himself, Khamzat Chimaev, is gonna fight Gerald Meerschaert. I'm glad that Ben Askren is actually, made sense for once. Although it is kind of funny. I forget who was the guy that quote tweeted this. He was talking about how he's not really a big believer in Chimaev yet because he hasn't done a lot. He hasn't beaten a lot of reputable guys to earn his reputation, which is a sound point, and I fully agree with. It's just funny that it's Ben Askren saying that. But yeah, I'm basically just biting Ben Askren's point and saying that everything he said is right. I don't know if he's this special or he just beat up cans, and Gerald Meerschaert is not a can from everything that I can tell. So it's kind of hard though with Chimaev because clearly he's very good, but you can't not be. I feel like you can't be emotional about this pick. Like even the biggest like bettors and stuff, it's like still you have that feeling, keyword feeling, that he might be something special or that he might be shit.
It seems like everybody's high on him. Even Rashad was like, yeah, I saw him training at Couture Gym, and yeah, he is something else. I've never seen anything like that before. I think DC talked about him too. He's a special dude. He's talented, but come on. They always say that. They talk somebody up, and it happens. The MMA gods are like, nope, not today.
I will take more stock of fighters talking about him like that than fans, because fans really don't know what they're looking at sometimes. Like, again, I always say one of the best promos that the UFC ever did was when Weidman fought Anderson, because it wasn't MMA media, it wasn't fans, it wasn't Dana. The whole promo was other fighters talking up Weidman of how good he was and that they were legitimately worried for Anderson that he was going to lose the fight. I mean, to the point to where even when it came around to when the fight was actually got booked and all the bets and all the, lines were coming out, Anderson was a favorite, but not by much. A lot of MMA media thought that Weidman was going to win. And I think a lot of it had to do with word of mouth, just of how good fighters talked about him. So I do take a lot of stock in that, maybe more than I should. Especially a guy like DC, that's kind of hard to overlook. I know that this guy's good. It's just, I can't believe that he's going to do that to everybody. But that's what I thought about Khabib too. And sure enough, look at him now.
Yeah, but he already has a fight book with Maya. Man, that's...
Yeah, okay, so that's the double booking? Because I kept
Yes.
hearing about that, but I didn't know who it was or why.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So I don't know if he's gonna overlook Rashad or not, because he already has this already booked up, and just his attitude at the conference. I mean, I like his confidence. It's just, damn, dude. He's like, yeah, I'm a blue belt. What are you? A black belt? Okay, I'm gonna choke you out. I want your black belt. I'm like, damn, dude, you're that confident? All right, you're that confident on the ground with the vet that has over 40 fights. Crazy, man. I mean, if he's special, yeah, I'm excited for him. Then let's see it. Some new blood. But man, just having another fight already booked and his Damian Maia, god damn. They've never done that before, right? Already just back to back have all these fights lined up for him.
If they did, it was probably by accident. Again, like how I said, as fans, as spectators, it's kind of hard not to be emotional about the guy one way or another because you buy in or you don't, and you feel strongly about it one way or another. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Meerschaert. Meerschaert's pissed right now because he's like, fuck this guy, especially with the double booking. He's like, well, clearly they think you're going to lose already. How can you not take that lightly? Yeah,
there's no guarantees that he's not going to get hurt, right? And they already booked it.
Yeah, I mean, he could win and still get fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and suspended for, I don't know, 6 months because just the type of fight they had.
And that very factor can be what either wins Meerschaert this fight or fucks it up for him, because he can be going in there, I'm gonna fuck this dude up, win or lose. I just want to fucking, break his jaw, break a rib, fuck him up somehow, and you end up finishing him, or you get tired, you fuck yourself up, you get taken down, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I just have a feeling there's no way he's gonna be calculated. I just feel like he's gonna go in berserker.
Yeah, possible.
So
I don't know, man. This one, I don't even know.
I'm gonna just go because again, I can't not be emotional about it. I'll go Amir Sharp. I've started to think about it lately. I can't think of one prospect that like I bought into hook, line, and
Yeah,
sinker.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the vet too, man. Like he's the heavy favorite as it is. So
Chimaev?
no,
Oh, Amir Sharp. Oh,
yeah,
damn.
he's the
Holy shit.
favorite.
People are being smart. That like never happens with lines, especially with a guy as hyped up as Chimaev.
Things could change tomorrow. It could change.
For sure.
The lines could change all the time. So
For sure.
shit, this card is fucking stacked.
And well, yeah, now to the co-main. Cowboy. Don Cerrone's gonna fight Nico Price in a fight that we couldn't believe was booked initially, and even now that it's happening is both exciting and very, very worrying.
Yeah, and Cowboy just had a baby.
Oh yeah, Riot River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, man, Nico's a savage. He's just something else, man. He got like 5 kids. He's fighting for all those kids, man.
Nico?
Yeah. He got
Oh.
a huge family.
Damn.
Mhm.
Is he Mormon or something?
Man, he gets down both ways, I guess. He's just a savage at home, too.
Damn.
I think so. I think they're all girls and one boy or something.
Oh,
Let me look it up.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's why I trip out, like, you know, talking about Trump earlier. That's why I trip out on Trump. Like, people with his money, it's kind of rare to see white people that have that many kids unless they're Mormon. That's why I trip out on Trump, a guy that's, you know, supposed to have money. They don't really have a lot of kids. But he fucking kept pumping them out, man. Like, Jesus. I kind of respect him for that. You just don't see people with a lot of kids nowadays, period.
Yeah, he has a little baby and then 2 girls and 2 boys. And then another baby. Is that a girl? I think it's a girl. He has a big family, dude. Beautiful wife. Oh, 3 boys. 3 boys, 2 girls. Huge family. That's a lot of kids, man. Holy shit.
It makes sense why he fights the way that he does, though. All the anger he probably wants to take out on his kids, he takes out in the ring, and then a lot of fucking mouths to feed, too. You got to get those bonuses.
Yeah.
I get it.
Still a young guy. I mean, he's been in wars, but not as many as Cowboy.
What's his record? He has like 30 some odd fights now. Like he's got a record on him, right?
Who?
Price?
Cerrone? And he's 14-4.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought he had like 25 or 30 fights or something. Well, it's still a lot of fights. I mean,
Yeah.
not the most in the world, but yeah, he can compete with Cowboy for sure. But still, I mean, there is no bigger veteran than Cowboy. And
There's no savage like Nico Price, though. Well, Jeff Neal is the other one, but
well, even then, I mean, I know Jeff beat him, but shit, I mean, he's more technical. Nico's just all blood and guts. And I wonder with Cowboy, because as much as we've seen about him, I know we should know him. Like he can easily get finished here.
yeah.
But also, like, Nico may just not have that veteran savvy, and fucking Donald could just take it to him. It's kind of hard to tell.
He starts slow, though. Nico's not going to give him a chance to sit there and have him get red, you know?
And I do wonder where Cowboy's durability and chin is right now, too.
Yeah, I'm going Price, man.
I'll go with Cowboy for just. I feel his time's coming. I mean, I just feel was gonna be one of those nights where he refuses to lose. He might get fucked up very badly, but he'll maybe edge out a decision or get like a last minute submission or something. Maybe, you know.
If he goes with that.
Yeah,
he better
Nico.
go with that.
Nico might drop him. He'll get too excited and fall into a triangle or something, he's done that. Let's see
Could
if he still
happen.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, time for the main event.
Holy shit. Wow.
I mean, first, okay, Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington. First of all, props to Tyron Woodley for straight up going full Dave Chappelle and pleading the fifth with the fucking media questions today.
Yes.
I don't know if I could. That's a shout out just because it was just a fucking wild scene. Oh my god.
I dug it, man.
You
Is
did?
that the reason why they separated it? The overall conference? They just like said, no, we don't want this. We're going to separate you guys because Dana's a Trump supporter and all that. And
I'm not even aware of this.
oh, you didn't know that they separated the conference from the rest of the guys? Because they should have been with everybody, but they didn't do that.
Oh, I thought this was like regular COVID stuff. I don't like follow media stuff anymore, like Media Week, Fight Week stuff. I don't really follow it anymore.
Yeah, they separated them. They had their own.
Oh, okay. Well,
they weren't even the same platform too, though.
Even if Tyron didn't do what he did, if he just answered questions, quote unquote, normally, you know how Kobe is, and it would have been an issue. Yeah, I guess I get it. I guess because this is clearly a very personal fight.
Yeah.
I did. I couldn't. Yeah, I'm sorry to say this, but yeah, I get what Tyron's doing, and I kind of respect him for it because it's not just of what his messaging, which is it's fine, but it's one of those things. It's like Tyron plays the villain. This whole thing of like, oh, why don't people like Tyron? It's like he knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing. He's unapologetic about it, which I respect, but I get why it turns people off. And that was one of those things that he did today. I mean, I know there's not a lot of Kobe fans out there, but this is definitely, as weird as it was, it's definitely going to garner attention for the fight.
Well, he's been working behind the scenes with Black Lives Matter.
Oh, I know he's a big supporter. I know he's not saying it just to say it. I know he believes it. I mean, look at the fucking hat he was wearing and the shirts he was wearing.
So yeah, like I appreciate that he just carried it on, and just so happens to be, his opponent just happens to be Kobe. This time, like finally we're here. This fight should have happened before, but we didn't get it. And now it's here.
He better fucking win, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I tried watching Kobe. I did. He's been quiet this entire time too, by the way. Not really shit talking at all and bullshit antics, but God, when he starts talking, I'm like, I can't. I didn't even finish it. I could not finish his conference.
And I couldn't finish the Tyron Woodley one because I knew what was coming. I was like, okay, there's nothing to be seen here, so okay, I could turn it off now. Like 20 seconds, I was like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
But again, I won't watch Kobe's either because I know what's gonna happen there too. So.
Yeah, cringe, just awful. God, same old shit. The suit too, like, oh, please stop it.
The Forrest Gump suit?
It's some green suit that he got. He was talking about the person that made it for him.
Oh, okay.
It's like, at what point are you going to stop with this?
Never. I remember Brian Kelleher was talking about Sean O'Malley a few weeks ago, saying that, because he was not owning up the loss to Chito Vera and saying like he doesn't like the way he reacted to it, but he gets the promotional aspect of it. Like he gets why he did it. And I think the same thing with Kobe. It's like, I don't know if in his heart of hearts he accepts the loss to Kamaru and just say he was the bigger man that day. But yeah, of course he's gonna run with Mark Goddard fucked me and I was fine. I was gonna beat his ass and all that shit. Nate Diaz does it. Why wouldn't he do it?
But Nate's been like that all the time.
Well, now it's just he's gonna keep selling fights by being a sore loser. Nate is really like that. That is the difference. But of course, you can still fight that way too. There's a lot of people that hate the Diaz brothers for that. The fact that they're sore fucking losers. So, he's going to ride that boat too.
Yeah, I just hope that Woodley wins. We see the old Woodley, just let his hands go, knock Colby out, and just be the end of it. I don't know, maybe break his jaw. I don't know. I'm not saying. Yeah, actually break his jaw. Never mind. Break his fucking jaw. So we don't have to hear his mouth, man. Because if he wins, dude, oh my God.
This is really like a fight for Tyron's life because he will never hear the end of this if he loses, especially if he loses the way that he did to Burns and Usman. He just goes out there and does nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not living that shit down.
His legacy is in the air now too, because it would be like 3 losses.
And I mean, I don't think Colby will finish him. I don't. I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it happening. This is a very troubling matchup. Take all the politics and the personality aside. Colby does not match up well with Tyron, and Tyron does not match up well with Colby. Mm-mm. They don't. But that's what should make it a great fight. And that's the thing. Say what you want about Colby. He's not in boring fights. He makes it exciting. He has an exciting style. That's the weird thing about him, is that this gimmick happened and he got all this attention, but it's not just the gimmick. Like, his style got better. He was pretty boring 2-3 years ago, and he's gotten way more exciting. He's upped his game. It's not just talk. But yeah, I mean, for Tyron's sake, he needs to fucking win this, man. But
yep.
I will say there's something that I started thinking about. You know, we opened the show talking about Rashad and his support for Trump. There's something that I want to say that I did think about once I saw that the other day. I'm kind of glad that all these fighters are coming out in support of Trump, because it makes Colby's gimmick even more stupid and not at all special. It's like, oh wow, he's the big time MAGA supporter. It's like, join the fucking club, buddy. I mean, yeah, he's very loud about it, but it's like, what's so special about that? Clearly, like 60% of the roster, if not 80%, is for Trump. So what else you got to offer?
Yeah.
The more MMA fighters that come out as Trump supporters, the less viable or special Colby's gimmick is. So there is that positive aspect to it. Forget about what happens about electability if Trump wins and what you think of him personally. All these Trump supporters coming out is just making Colby's gimmick a fucking joke. So I will say there's that positive that came out of it.
Yep. So.
And, you know, I was talking earlier about Colby's traits of why, you know, again, the other thing too, his cardio is probably the biggest issue against Tyron. So
I know it's gonna be tough, man.
I'll do my pick right now, but I will say something else I thought about earlier today. It's so funny that, you know, speaking of Colby's gimmick with, did he bring out the girls today, by the way? Did he bring out any?
Nope.
Okay. I thought so. Maybe with COVID, probably not. But anyway, his fucking gimmick, his shtick about, you know, working cardio with the ladies and all this shit. I find it so funny because clearly his cardio is good physically from his fights. That there's no debate about that. But what is funny is that there's no one on earth like that clearly, if you looked up premature ejaculator in the dictionary, there's no way Colby's picture's not on it. There is no way that dude lasts. Like, there's no way. There's no fucking... You just look at him like, nope.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest irony of it all.
Yeah. I wonder how much he's gotten laid in the past. Like, he's not that cute or anything. And then just, I don't know, this whole fakeness too. He's so meh. Cringe. Meh.
That is just...
Cringe in bed. Meh.
He seems like a loud grunter.
Oh no.
Yes, I like putting these images in your guys' head because as much as I may dislike Colby, just not care for him really, I can respect him as a fighter, and I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'm going for Tyron, but I think Colby's gonna win. I do. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think he's gonna win. I do.
I know. Fuck, I know. Just sucks. No, Willie has to do this though.
I know he got his jaw broken. I know that was a beating and a half in December, but it's been 9 months. He should have recovered from that. I don't think Colby takes days off. You can't have that cardio by fucking being lazy. And Tyron fought Burns, did nothing, got hurt in that fight. I mean, he got dropped. And that was what? 4 months ago? 5 months ago? Yeah, like 4 months ago. He's never the most active guy. So I just don't think this spells good things for Tyron.
Mm-mm.
And that's a damn shame. And I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. And you?
Yeah. I just want Woodley to win.
Okay. Well, who's going to win?
Probably Colby. It's hard to say that. Oh, man. Just Woodley hasn't been the same at all.
Well, it's like wild because like you think about this too. Everyone wanted Usman to win when they fought. And then once the lines started coming out and then you looked at all the MMA media making their picks when fight night came, it was like 50-50 of Usman and Covington. So half are going Usman, half are going Covington. And if you look at the fight, it was basically a 50-50 fight up until the last round.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both had their moments. They both had really good rounds. They both had really impressive fucking combos. And then he got dropped and that was the end of it. But Tyron doesn't really get in competitive fights. There was the first Wonder Boy fight, and that was basically it. He smashes or he gets dominated. Like I don't want to say
old back.
I don't want to
Woodley the old back, but
I don't want to say he has a puncher's chance, but when you look at it,
yeah,
kind of. Obviously, he's a great wrestler, and obviously he can neutralize Colby's wrestling. But the thing about Colby is that it's not just he's not Chael Sonnen. He's not gonna just take you down and like pitter patter you. Like if he doesn't take you down, he'll clinch you. He'll take your back. He'll outstrike you. Like he's got many tools.
Yeah, which sucks. I know it's gonna be tough, man.
We'll see. I'm gonna enjoy the fight regardless. I mean, if Colby gets knocked out, that's great.
Yep.
If he wins, I'm not gonna be thrilled about it, but it's gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna be an impressive performance, I should say. So there's that. We'll see what happens. And shit, there's also the possibility that this fight gets pulled because I think Colby was at that rally with Trump earlier and there was like no COVID precautions going on. So this shit may get pulled in a few hours, folks. So maybe you're rooting for that too. That is also a distinct possibility. Just throwing that out there. That does it for the preview. Let's get into this week's headlines. A lot of news regarding the lightweight division. First up, Dustin Poirier, quote unquote, does not want to fight, according to Dana White. It was announced last week sometime that his fight with Ferguson was off. According to Dana, was unsalvageable. It comes out throughout the week that obviously it's a money issue. They couldn't come to terms in negotiations. And Dana basically said he priced himself out of the fight because he doesn't want to fight. And I've never heard anything so wrong and insulting. Oh man, it's hard for me to get mad at Dana now, just because I'm so used to his bullshit. But this is a bad one.
Yeah, and then like Tony advocating for Dustin to get paid so they can both fight. I'm like going back and forth with that. I don't get it, man. That's such a good fight.
And I get that they're gonna say what every company's saying now: the pandemic, the economy's shit, we can't pay, blah 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 blah. The UFC's been doing very fucking well during this time. The UFC was doing very fucking well during the 2008 economic crisis too. For some reason, economic issues just don't seem to impact them. So at this point, fuck off. I don't think you have any legs to stand on. Yeah. And Poirier clearly knows that. And he's been in this game too long. And Dana's always done this regardless of the caliber of athlete or the gameness of athletes. But I find it funny that people forget Dustin Poirier made his name taking out Josh Grisby in 2011 when he was like 20 years old. Josh Crispy was supposed to fight Jose Aldo back then. He was like the number one guy, and he took him out on like a week's notice.
Yep.
Like that's how he came up. That's how he got known. People barely even knew him in the WEC. That's how he got well known. Always takes. I mean, he had a potential fight of the year with Hooker this year. Had basically a fight of the year with Holloway last year, and then like Gagey the year before. I mean, this guy does nothing but produces violence. And Ferguson, obviously, who doesn't want to see that man fight, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, I kind of have a feeling Poirier might bite. I think he might. I think he'll take the fight at some point. But I don't know. I just don't know if his terms will be met, and if they're not, that's gonna be sad. But we'll see how much money he's got.
That's not even enough time, though, is it, to prepare and stuff? Like they keep negotiating, like there's no uncertainty. So like, why would he even put in the effort to get ready? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's always ready, but you know what I mean?
No, well, I'm not saying that he's gonna take the fight. I'm not saying he's gonna take the fight and fight Ferguson on the date. Okay. I'm saying he's gonna take the fight and fight either Ferguson at a later date or just someone down the line. I don't know how long he's not Canelo. He can't sit out a fucking year or two, especially during a pandemic. I don't think
maybe.
I mean, he could have. It's very possible, but I know how fighters are with their finances.
What? And he has a kid and a good wife. No, man. He probably got paid a lot of money, and he can. He's one of those fighters that can because he has a kid that he has to worry about. No, I don't think he's like that.
I wish that was the truth, that if you had a kid, you take care of your finances, but that's still...
He should, and then he has other things going on, too.
Well, yeah, the charities and stuff, and he seems very devoted to that. Beautiful of Dustin, but yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling he's, it's very few people that can do that. They can just sit out like that, so...
Yeah, that's the reason why I think that's why he's like, I'm not taking it. I want my worth.
Hopefully it's like a Masvidal situation, like how Masvidal took on Usman. Like, according to Dana, he priced himself out too. And then the tables got turned. It's like, pay me, bitch. And of course they had to.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be ideal for Dustin, but hey, if you want the money, he always fights like an animal anyway, so it is what it is.
Shit. Is that the reason why Chandler's in the picture now? Because he would just fight for whatever?
Well, thank you for that segue, Reen. Yeah, that was another probably the biggest story of today, probably of this week. Shit, maybe one of the biggest ones of the year. Michael Chandler is officially signed to the UFC, and according to Dana White, he's going to serve as backup for the Gaethje Khabib fight. It looked like he was going to be potentially the replacement opponent for Tony, and I think that can still happen. I mean, if he wants it, and it looks like Khabib and Gaethje are on track, I don't see why it couldn't happen. But I do find it funny that there's no one on this planet who is wishing COVID on another person as much as Michael Chandler is to Justin Gaethje right now. Justin, fucking have sealed glasses. Don't drink out of like open bottles. Fucking please keep your mask on. Get the fuck away from people. Because Chandler he's gonna, blow something in your face. Someone close to him is gonna blow something in your face.
Well, he was at the rally, but then again, he probably got the hookup with testing and everything, and with the company he keeps. So it's just odd, man. They were all there without any masks at that rally or that dinner or whatever it was.
Where was it again?
In Vegas.
It was in Vegas. Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It was in Vegas, and I guess whoever had that venue is getting a fine, but it's only a $3,000 fine. They'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, Nevada is kind of like down the line. Like they're not too hard right, they're not too hard left. Like if you told me Florida or Texas, I'd be like, well, yeah. But it made sense. I said it made sense because the fighters were there. Like, oh, they didn't even really have to travel. They're probably already there. Dana flew them all out. They're from there, so yeah. So that's the big news, Chandler. Okay, this is something that I was thinking. So Do you think there's any other potential first opponents for Chandler? Because I have a feeling he will fight this year. If it's not Gagey or Khabib, could he fight Tony? You think that's the fight they'll book, or do you think there's someone else like Dan Hooker or I want to say Kevin Lee, but he's hurt. Someone else that he could fight, Dos Anjos.
I'm not sure. Oliveira?
Oliveira's fighting Dariush. Oh, but
I thought they scrapped that.
I think one of them got sick, but I don't know if they gave him a replacement.
I don't know, man. I'm surprised they even finally signed him.
Cowboy, especially if he wins and wins quick.
Maybe.
I'd like
but
to see.
If you were Dana White in the UFC, wouldn't you give him the toughest matchup so that, question of like who has the better fighters? Bellator or UFC? Can Bellator fighters hang with UFC fighters?
I mean, they do that, but here's another thing about Chandler that.
But it's Chandler, Michael Chandler. This is totally different.
Here's the other thing about Chandler, though, that I don't think a lot of people have talked about that I barely thought of maybe an hour ago. They're gonna use the Brock if he's gonna fight this year, they're gonna use the Brock Lesnar treatment with him.
What do you mean?
TUE. You're supposed to be in the testing for 6 months. They just signed him. I mean, he just became a free agent like a month ago. Remember, we watched that fight live.
Yeah, they don't do any kind of USADA testing in Bellator.
Nope. And that's kind of been a rumor with Chandler. There was literally, like, I think Jack Slack, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, Jack, I'm a fan of your work, but I think Jack Slack said, like, I don't think he's ever going to go to the UFC because Michael likes the steroids. Allegedly. It could be wrong. I think that's what I heard Jack Slack say, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. I heard someone in MMA media, quote unquote MMA media, say that. And of course, that's just always the thing with Bellator. They take the IQ test. And I just think the UFC needs to think this out. I respect them for trying to put him as the backup fight because Khabib has a track record and COVID, and this is a big fight. But if you're going to give him the TUE, we saw what happened with Brock, man.
Yeah. And if they do all that, yeah, they're going to give him the biggest name. They have to make a name off of him.
And then God forbid, like if that's what happens, like Gagey falls out, he fights Khabib, he wins.
Oh, Jesus.
And he pisses hot.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Although I think that's happening on Yaz Island. I don't think they'll really disclose that.
Oh, yeah. God damn it.
I smell a lot of fuckery here.
Since it's on Yaz Island, to just be like, fuck it. You good?
Interesting, right?
USADA really like do they have any jurisdiction or anything like that out there?
I mean, do they want to fly out?
This is a new contract. Wink, wink.
Oh man, I would hope that the UFC learned from their past blunders, but what fucking company does? I'm just saying, folks, something to watch out for. I'm no way accusing Michael Chandler of doing this. I have no idea. I don't even have a feeling one way about it or the other. But obviously, we know that other promotions aren't as stringent as the UFC, and even the UFC isn't that stringent. So.
True that.
And again, we've had a track record of this, so I just say be careful. I mean, KGB, I will never forget this. I was like, oh, wow, they did the right thing. And I think Angela Hill, too. They both had fights scheduled when they got signed to the UFC, and they had to postpone it because they're like, oh, shit, we forgot. They haven't been in the testing pool long enough. But it's KGB and Angela Hill. It's not Brock Lesnar. It's not former Bellator champion Michael Chandler.
Man, another white guy with the TUE. Sorry.
And they gave one to Cyborg, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she had to fight for that one. That's different, man.
Nah, that was Dana. Like, just fucking get her to lose the weight somehow, George. Give a shit if you cut her fucking leg off. Just do it. He went full Vince McMahon there. Just do it. Goddammit, do it. I don't care if it's illegal or fucking criminal.
How to get all her like doctor's paperwork from Brazil and shit. She had to fight for that one.
Well, I'm not even saying this to fucking make her look bad. This is on the UFC's end, but further to my point, they don't give a fuck about doing shady shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess as another segue, since Michael Chandler came from Bellator, it was announced last week after their 245 and 246 events that Bellator is moving to CBS Network next month. The fights this weekend were the last ones in Paramount Network. They're going to the CBS Network. Man, I mean, this can't be good, right?
Thursday night fights? Is that what they're calling it?
Oh, I didn't know they're supposed to happen Thursday. I mean,
Yeah. It's a thing now for Bellator and CBS. I think it's a good thing.
I mean, CBS. I mean, CBS would be another thing. CBS Sports, like, I don't even know what they show on there. I don't think they're showing like NFL games and NBA games. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming they're showing like fucking tennis and water polo. I could be wrong.
Well,
But
they were with Paramount, they were with DAZN, right?
well, the zone, I think they still have the same deal. Last
Oh,
I
okay.
checked, but
Who knows if
CBS
they're going
might.
to be around though with this lawsuit coming up if it does go through.
Well, if that does go through, it's gonna be a while. I mean, they're still gonna be in business for at least a year or so. This shit takes time. It takes a long time.
Yeah, but they don't. Bellator doesn't have fights every weekend. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or not. Bad thing. At least they found a home again.
It can very well be a thing like what UFC did with Fox Sports. Fox Sports is a brand new network. Nobody gave a shit about it, but people watched it because the UFC was on there. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I don't know if Bellator has that type of loyalty
Power.
and viewership. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what
They-
I'm thinking. Like maybe it will because it'll be on a Thursday night, and nothing's really on a Thursday night.
True. Yeah, yeah, I mean that's kind of like what WWE would do, right? Monday night, Thursday night for their shows, and
Hmm.
it's kind of why they were big. It's prime time. You sit home and watch TV during the week. Saturdays, people tend to go out. Although I think
Yeah.
that's why the UFC is doing so well right now. You can't fucking go out, so now you should just stay home and watch fights.
Yep. That's why you
You
got all
can't.
those like stars and shit are watching and tuning in all the time now.
Oh, true, true. So yeah, that was the new. Oh, and shout outs to Leslie Smith and Kat Zingano for losing, Jesus, for winning their fights last week. Both got decision wins. Good on them. And Kat, especially, she beat a girl who's 5 pounds overweight. So
Yep.
at her
Yep.
first time at featherweight in that promotion. So good on you, Kat. In other news, DC said that he got COVID-19 6 weeks prior to the Stipe fight. So,
Crazy, man.
yeah.
Man, that's fucked up. Why didn't Stipe get it too? Level the playing field.
You can't go with this approach and everything, Rain.
God damn it, man.
I mean,
He seemed okay, but I mean, I just wonder like how it affected him psychologically, and then his wife was pregnant,
and his cardio didn't look. I mean, it didn't look terrible, but it didn't look great either, you know. And of course, there was the eye poke, but
yeah.
so he got COVID and he got his eye. Has he said anything about his eye? I know he got like a cornea detached or something, but like, is he cool now? Can he see, or is he going
Yeah.
full bisping?
No, he seems fine. When I was watching, I usually don't watch that show, his show with Ariel.
Yeah.
He seemed fine to me. He's all happy. He's always like he was talking about his new baby. He said that he's always up, changing diapers in the middle of the night and everything. And
he had a boy?
And a little girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her name is Luna.
That means moon, folks.
So I guess, yeah, because his youngest is 8 years old, and now they got a little baby, an infant now. So he's going all the way back.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that shouldn't be a thing of I'm jealous there's a new baby. That's usually when they're like, oh, I'm happy I got a little brother, little sister. Usually with a lot of kids.
Yeah. And this is also cool for him too, because he gets to be around all the time and help out, and he's not as busy. Well, he is going to Fight Island, but like with this baby, like he can always be around.
Yeah. Good timing, right? If there ever was any. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll never truly know. I mean, we've seen people fight with COVID. Well, not with COVID, hopefully. And people have tested positive and seems like they do good. We haven't seen a lot of negative consequences, but what the fuck do we know?
Who knows, man? Rashad was talking about how he used to fight with shrooms. He used to fight on shrooms. And I guess other fighters have done it too. I'm like, what the fuck? How?
On mushrooms, on like
Yeah.
psilocybin hallucinogenic mushrooms?
Yes, he was talking
Holy
about it.
shit.
Yeah. With
Fuck
the
that. I'm
Brian
not fighting any
Campbell.
I'm not fighting anybody on shrooms. They're gonna fucking take my heart out.
Yeah, he's like it's in like a certain amount. So it's not like he went overboard with it, but yeah, a certain amount he would yeah, fight with
What the
shrooms.
fuck? Dude, Rashad's a weird dude, man. How the fuck do you support Trump and you're fighting on shrooms? Like, what the fuck, man?
Dude, it's crazy.
That is
Maybe I
nuts.
can like download it and like post a clip of that part or something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm interested in this. That's nuts.
yeah, crazy story, man.
But speaking of COVID and speaking of leveling the playing field, are you fucking happy now? You wish this shit into existence, Reen.
What with Paige? I mean, she
No,
deserves. Well, what?
no, Thiago.
Oh, shit happens, man.
Uh-huh. You're doing that Manny Pacquiao bomb curse, nah? Fucking cursing at him and having your crucifix and winking at him and shit.
That's not my fault, man. Did he go back home to Brazil?
I don't know what he
I
did.
wonder.
Where's Yana been at?
I know, right?
My question.
I think because they were in Brazil, they went to Russia and then they came to the States, I believe. So
She
I
got
don't
him
know,
into
man.
sharing toothbrushes now.
And then the fight that she had was at the Apex, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Vegas. He got it in Vegas somehow. It's wild though, man. Yeah. I don't know when they'll have this fight again though, but yeah, to share a list to fight another day, man. Shit. It would have been a good fight, but it would have been really bad for Glover.
So if this fight gets rebooked in 2 months or a year, whatever it is, are you gonna feel better about Glover's chances?
A little bit, man.
God damn it, you suck, Green. You're
What?
cold.
They both got it, so I mean,
Okay, like
Holly
okay.
needs to get it now. Holly, Holly.
So like if I was a fighter and the guy that was gonna fight gets COVID and we reschedule this, are you gonna wish I get COVID too to level the playing field?
If it was one of my favorite fighters, yes.
God damn it. So if it was just some scrub you didn't know, you're good with me taking the advantage.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Okay. That's
Oh,
bullshit.
that Glover's old.
Equal opportunity hater, equal opportunity COVID. Bullshit.
Yeah, Glover's
Bullshit.
old though. Come on, Glover's old. I mean, he might have like retired after this fight or just been forced to retire. If Santos has like healthy legs with an S, healthy knees, it would have been a bad night for Glover, I feel.
You're evil, Rain. I'll just leave it there.
It's Glover, man.
And speaking of sharing toothbrushes, Paige VanZant. Well, she got COVID, supposedly, maybe.
Because that
Last
stupid
week.
ass bitch didn't like quarantine when she found out, right?
Probably didn't stop sharing toothbrushes.
No? Fucking, they use the same. Never mind. I was gonna say baby wipe too. They share everything else.
They're odd, and I'll leave that there.
Yes. They wear the same underwear. I don't know if they share underwear. She wears like boy shorts. I don't know.
They're corny as hell, man, and I'll leave that there. But
Huh.
anyway, she's supposed to fight November 14th for bare knuckle. Is gonna be her first fight. No opponent yet, but that seems awfully soon, and not just in the COVID terms. I don't know if that's enough time. I guess they said they'll push it to December if need be. But she fought Hivas in July. So that'll be 5 months from the Hivas fight to bare knuckle fighting, a sport she's never competed in, with COVID in between. That doesn't seem like a recipe for success.
That's what she went with, so she's supposed to be the face and everything, and they're relying on her, right?
She is a team player, isn't she?
Yeah, Beck's not in there with that promotion anymore, right? She's with
No.
Bellator now, so
Let's lose some fights, Beck, so you can go back there and get your revenge on Paige. Force her to have an OnlyFans now. You want to do one, you can force her to do one because she's just getting her ass beat continually.
Paige
Oh, you know,
with the OnlyFans?
why
Oh
not?
God, she'll probably
Clearly,
post pictures with her husband. Who's gonna pay for that? They kind of already do it already. Remember those pictures they had? They're like,
yes.
yeah.
God, I never thought of that.
Why would no? Nobody's gonna pay for that shit. It's like Claudia's OnlyFans. Just go to RG. Go look at her sisters.
You will never stop talking up her sister, huh?
God, they're beautiful.
That's so odd. You hate one but love the other.
Well, one.
Oh, is there more?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like, well, that one tried to fight a featherweight, so.
Oh, okay.
She could have took 3 L's that night, but.
Moving on to not even matchups, a matchup because there's only one. So let's get into that. And Sijara Eubanks, who, as we mentioned earlier, fought and beat Julia Avila, is going to take on Kellen Vieira next at UFC 253, which is a week away now. Yes, about 9 days away. Because Marion Renault pulled out. She got injured. I think it's an undisclosed injury. I didn't see anything detailing that. So yeah, Eubanks and Kellen Vieira, man.
I like this fight better than the original.
I like it, but I mean, Eubanks can't be healthy. She took a beating in that fight. I don't like this fight for her. I like the fight, but I don't like this fight for Eubanks.
Yeah, but still, this is huge for her.
I mean, should she win? Jesus,
yes.
She'd be like a top 5 contender easily.
It's gonna be very hard, but
she's gonna be behind like Aldana at that point, like contender wise.
Yeah, if she gets it done, man, that's huge. This is interesting. I like this fight. I really do. The Renault fight, it was all right. I think Kellen would have handled that one. Easily. I think easily.
You think Kellen's gonna win?
No, with the original fight.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Kellen didn't look so good against Aldana, but obviously that was a long
Aldana. Yeah, but Aldana's coming up too, though.
It's just hard to know how much time she took off, finally coming back, and then now coming off a brutal knockout loss. This is a good fight, and I think you're talking about leveling the playing field, taking the COVID out of all this shit. Kellen just got knocked out, albeit 9 months ago. She got knocked out. She's coming back slowly. Eubanks is taking this on short notice, and she just got fucked up like a week ago. So the lack of time in the octagon recently, as opposed to taking a beating in her last fight. We'll see how it works out.
She looked pretty good though.
Yeah,
she's like a hill. Like they're like Wolverine and shit. They like heal up so fast.
She still almost got knocked out and got fucking hurt on several occasions. True. Avila, obviously we know, hits like a fucking monster. So
true.
But one last thing before I forget. Props to Avila. She posted a pic of her with like all her scratches and bruises and stuff after the fight on IG. Cool picture. I dug her spirit. That was cool. Props to Avila.
She's so young, but she looks old at the same time. You notice that?
How old is she again?
It's like
28?
Is it?
I think she's younger than me. I think she is.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think she's still in her 20s.
I don't think she looks that old. I think it's just because she's like big. She's
in
like
some pictures
tall.
She does, and I think that some of that gray hair or whatever she's trying to do.
Oh, if she has gray hair, I dig it. I'm cool.
You haven't seen some of the angles that she has with the pictures? I'm like, damn, she looks hella old sometimes.
Nah.
Yeah, I still love her though.
If she has gray hair though, keep rocking it, girl. Go with the Tulsi Gabbard streak. I'm down with it. Reminds me of Rogue from X-Men. Maybe that's why I dig it.
Good call. She's
Uh,
32. Holy shit, she's 32? I thought she was still in her 20s.
and maybe she looks okay for her age.
Huh.
And now I know she's older than me, barely, but okay. So that does it for matchups. That does it for MMA. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Orange County fifth grader asked to remove Hooters themed mask. So unfortunately, or fortunately, this is not in my beloved Orange County of Southern California. This is in Florida. So it actually kind of makes it all the more poetic. A little kid, fifth grader, is wearing a Hooters themed mask. Hooters, like the restaurant. And teacher got upset at him, was telling him that he had to take it off, telling kids to take off a mask during a pandemic. Very smart. And I guess he didn't understand, and he was wondering why. And she said to go to the principal's office, and the principal was saying that it was inappropriate to take it off. It sounds like he had another mask. Good for him for having another one. I don't know if they would have given him a spare one if this is what they were doing, but Jesus Christ, man. I would have understand if it was some kind of obscenity, if it was like the middle finger or had a curse word or a naked woman or some shit like that. Little kids shouldn't be showing shit like that in school, or a gun or something. But Hooters is a fucking restaurant that's going out of business too. Trying to help struggling restaurants, man. And remember, it's a family restaurant. Their words, not ours. So take it up with them.
I mean, at least he had one on.
Exactly, it's Florida. They don't give a fuck. There was that video going on this week. I don't know if you saw these lame ass protesters storming through the Target.
Oh god, I did see that one.
Yeah, that was the lamest shit I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I wasn't even mad. I was just like, God, you're fucking losers.
Yep. Have all that time.
And like one person joined, and they were like, they just felt like they won the fucking revolution.
He had a mask on. Let the boy have his like education and shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. Did they have like issues with that before, like wearing Hooters shirts? They probably did, but it's still a mask, though, right? It's still a mask. It's not like
it's not like it even
gear or anything that they're like preciously trying to save and made this whole mask wearing shit political.
It's not even like the mask had like a girl on it. Like if it had a Hooters girl, I would even understand that because like, well, tend to be scantily clad, quote unquote, and have certain body parts sticking out. I get it. It was the fucking logo, man.
Yeah, and it says Hooters. Who cares? I mean, who's offended by that? Teacher? The principal? At least he had a mask on. This kid had a mask on.
I didn't read this in the article, but I wonder if it's even required. I mean, it's fucking Florida, man. It's very possible they wouldn't even. The kid was just wearing it because his parents wanted him to be safe. Maybe the kids aren't even supposed to wear masks. They're not even required to wear a mask. Very possible. I mean, there was that sheriff's department, I think also in Florida, that was not only not requiring masks, they were banning them. I never remember that a few weeks ago.
No, they're banning it?
Yeah, like the sheriff, they were not allowing, I'm assuming, police officers, like sheriffs, fellow sheriffs, or other police officers wearing masks. And I think even like people working in the front, like worked in an office or you were approaching the police station, you couldn't wear a mask. Not that you shouldn't, not that they didn't want you to, you couldn't. They banned it. Yeah, that was the thing. Florida.
Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like he's been wearing it before and then suddenly it's now a problem or something. I just don't understand. Like, at least he's there trying to get an education. Like, who fucking cares at this point?
I wonder if
mask.
I wonder if that teacher, that principal, was at that fucking semi-protest at Target, and it just like pissed them off, like fucking little kid, these goddamn masks. We told you it's bullshit. Fucking loser. Man, this gets me mad too. It's like again, you like, yeah, you're right. Like he needs his education, but this is what you want to waste your time on, really? Really?
Yeah, I know, right? You can do other things, like go clean.
That's a good point.
Right? Like go clean something.
You can't clean enough right now, right? Especially with kids around. Yeah.
Like arguing about a mask.
Go full Asian, get the toothbrush out, and get the lines in between the tile.
Yeah.
Show them, Rain. You tell them what's up.
horrible, man.
And have them do it all over again because it's never good enough.
Get better fucking food in the schools, man. You gonna fucking argue about a goddamn mask?
Fuck all that. We started with Trump. Let's end with Trump. You've seen this now that he's doing a 1776 American curriculum or something, right?
I saw something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get into it because I'm like, what's the point? They don't teach us everything, and
They already taught us that.
yeah, and then they don't teach us the rest anyways.
That was the whole point. Like, we're trying to learn new shit.
Yeah. Like, what's your point here, sir?
And
Did you not learn it? Or, oh yeah, that's right, you had other people take the test.
I understand. I get Make America Great Again. I get where these people are coming from. And obviously there's like veiled racism there. But like straight up, you just want to make the country dumb again. Like straight up.
Right?
Fuck, man. Like, if you hear that shit and you reject it, all this stuff that's going on right now, all this past history of racism, these terrible things that happen, if you just don't want to accept it, there's no one forcing you to accept it, but at least know it.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been told this for decades, but now it's like, nah, let's go back to when the Pilgrims were welcomed by the Indians and it was totally peaceful.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Columbus,
Totally.
great man.
Mm-hmm. No, yep.
Well, people were fucking guarding Christopher Columbus statues with rifles and bats, so
Yeah.
you don't need much help there, Trump.
Huh.
People got your back, man. Your history's not going anywhere.
Right? They'll teach you what they want you to learn from the beginning, and then the rest you just gotta figure it out.
I don't like see a person like me. I didn't mind figuring it out because as I've said a few times on the show, I started learning this shit young. At fucking like 14 years old, I was reading about the military-industrial complex and fucking, Watergate and the Vietnam War and all this war crimes and shit that we did. But I didn't mind searching that shit out, but some kids don't have time to read or they don't want to read. Kind of got to help them out. But oh my
Instead
God.
of like regulating Facebook or Amazon's procedure on certain things, like he wants to go ahead with this because those people are special interests.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but yeah. The more I think about all this, the more, man, I want to interview Rashad Evans now, man. I thought he was a smart guy. He very well could be.
He's wild, huh?
What? I can learn about mushrooms. I can learn what turned him into a Republican. What he likes about Trump.
I think there's another thing. Like Brian Campbell's like, yeah, remember, we always wanted to go behind the curtain and in the back of the video rental place, and what'd you think? There was some kind of conversation about that, and
like
he's
what? Like the porn section?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I used to go with my girl all the time. And Brian Campbell was like, oh, that's right. You used to be a wrestler, so. Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Probably had the girls all the time. Yeah, it was a weird conversation.
Dude, Rashad may have just become like the Dos Equis guy, like the most interesting man in the world, at least in the world of MMA.
I always pictured him as being just sugar and big brother, like mentor type, and he's the nicest person in the world and this and that, but he does all this other stuff on the side too.
It's even weirder because like you talk about the mentor, like he was like always seemed like the mentor to like so many black fighters, Tyron, Usman, you know what I mean? Like they all look up to him, and him and like Dean Thomas. Well, Dean Thomas is different because it's a coach, but it's fucking wild.
So yeah, I'll try to pull clips of it.
All right.
Yeah, it was cool having him on instead of having like Luke Thomas on.
Yeah, big. We actually like Luke on the show, so props to Luke. Yeah. But I get it, different voice.
Yeah, different and just wild stories.
That does it for the show. Thank you guys for joining us on this extended show, I guess.
I know, right?
You can find me at Juice_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. Rain, your Twitter, Instagram, or anything you want to plug?
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter, and my account's kind of locked up right now, so if you want to follow me, I'm gonna have to like approve it. Yeah, I got like a fucking stalker right now, I think. I'll tell you later, man.
It's Claudia, isn't it?
No, it's somebody else. Different industry, though.
Oh, okay.
Different industry.
I'm intrigued. That's our handles. You can find the podcast at iFoxWithJuice on Twitter and Instagram as well. I'm starting to post some video clips there, so be on the lookout for those. It's very amateurish, still photos with audio, but you'll get like some highlights from several episodes. So I'm gonna start trying to post those on a weekly basis. Once again, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Later.
See ya.